This is the chair rider. Recently I have been practicing standing starts where I try and accelerate the bike and changing gears at the same time, and you can trying to rapidly go through it without smashing the gears or overly stressing the chain. And we can, if we actually keep it relatively light and quick, you can actually do it, and it means that you can accelerate really quickly, as what we've managed to do here following this bus. It's not generally frowned upon as a practice, but I do like following buses because they're so big and slow, and they produce such a low pressure area behind them that it's easy to follow them. They don't tend to be hard on the accelerator because they've got to look after their passengers, so they're predictable. And we've gone as far as I want to go in terms of this. I want to pull over and turn more towards the left and head down towards the quay. I've given them a wave of thanks. And so we can just progress along here to turn towards the wharf area and then Quay Street, and that'll give me a direct ride home. And one of the reasons why I've used this video is just to show that it is indeed possible for cyclists and motorists to share the road effectively and with little or no fuss, it would seem, and to do so safely. In this particular case, I'm following this red car and I'm just keeping pace with him, but I've given him a little bit more space than I normally would do because he's got a battered rear right corner on the car, and that would suggest a pretty rugged previous history, so I'll give him due respect and back off. But later on you'll see that he actually indicates, so it can't be all bad after all. So he moves across towards the right, opens up the way for me to actually to proceed forward. There's a car up ahead who's in the way, so we'll just whip past here, and because I'm going at the same pace as the car that's immediately behind me, that's not an issue. Now, my rule usually in these circumstances is that if I'm going as fast as the other cars on the road, I'll stay in the centre of the lane. But when I'm not, as in this case, I'll pull hard to the left and ride the yellow line if that's at all possible and viable. And we're tootling along here quite nicely, about 45 kilometres per hour. I'm still staying hard to the left because there's still space beside me where there may be cars who might want to overtake me right on my side here, and it never pays to take it for granted that there's no car behind you because they can catch you quite quickly even at these paces. I like to avoid these cones as much as possible because if you catch them, they can actually hurt you. And then I'll also try and give 1.5 metres to the right of parked cars. I don't like cycleways which have parked cars on their view, so I avoid them like the plague. But here we've got plenty of space. I've got space here for the car to overtake me immediately on my right, and there's obviously cars on the right hand lane as well, and we can tootle along here, no problem at all. There need not be any issue between cyclists and cars. It just means that we have to have awareness in both parties, and we can do this without there being any conflict or any issue. This is the Chair Rider. We'll see you next time.